The RMS Titanic was a British passenger liner that sank in the North Atlantic Ocean on April 15, 1912, after colliding with an iceberg during its maiden voyage from Southampton to New York City. The ship was designed to be the largest and most luxurious of its time, and it was deemed unsinkable by its owners and builders. The Titanic set sail on April 10, 1912, with over 2,200 passengers and crew on board. Among the passengers were some of the wealthiest and most prominent individuals of the time, as well as immigrants seeking a new life in America. On the night of April 14, 1912, the Titanic struck an iceberg, causing a massive gash in its hull. Despite efforts to save the ship, it began to sink, and the crew and passengers were forced to evacuate in lifeboats. However, due to a lack of sufficient lifeboats, many people were left stranded on the sinking ship. The rescue efforts were delayed due to a lack of communication and coordination among the ships in the area. The Carpathia, a nearby ship, eventually arrived to rescue the survivors, but over 1,500 people perished in the disaster. The sinking of the Titanic was a tragedy that shocked the world and led to significant changes in maritime safety regulations. The Titanic story has been immortalized in countless books, films, and documentaries, and it continues to fascinate people over a century later. Design and construction. The Titanic was built by the shipbuilding company Harland & Wolff in Belfast, Northern Ireland. The ship was commissioned by the White Star Line, a British shipping company owned by J. Bruce Ismay. The Titanic was designed to be the largest and most luxurious ship of its time, with state-of-the-art features such as a heated swimming pool, Turkish bath, and gymnasium. The ship was also equipped with the latest safety technology, including watertight compartments and an advanced wireless communication system. Construction of the Titanic began in 1909, and the ship was launched on May 31, 1911. It took over 2 years to complete the ship, and it cost an estimated $7.5 million to build. Maiden voyage. The Titanic set sail on its maiden voyage from Southampton, England, on April 10, 1912. The ship made stops in Cherbourg, France, and Queenstown, now known as Cobh, Ireland, before heading towards New York City. There were over 2,200 passengers and crew on board the Titanic, including some of the wealthiest and most prominent individuals of the time. Among the passengers were John Jacob Astor IV, Benjamin Guggenheim, and Isidor Straus, all of whom were millionaires. The Titanic sinking. On the night of April 14, 1912, the Titanic was cruising in the North Atlantic when it struck an iceberg at 11:40 p.m. ship time. The iceberg caused a series of holes in the ship's hull, causing water to flood the lower decks. Despite efforts to save the ship, it began to sink. The Titanic's crew and passengers were evacuated in lifeboats, but there were not enough lifeboats for everyone on board. The Carpathia, a nearby ship, received the Titanic's distress signals and arrived on the scene several hours later to rescue the survivors. However, over 1,500 people perished in the disaster. Aftermath. The sinking of the Titanic was a tragedy that shocked the world. The loss of life was enormous, and it was later discovered that the ship's safety features were not sufficient to prevent such a disaster. The sinking of the Titanic led to significant changes in maritime safety regulations. The International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea, SOLAS, was established in 1914 to ensure that ships had adequate safety measures in place. The Titanic's story has been immortalized in countless books, films, and documentaries. The wreckage of the ship was discovered in 1985, and several expeditions have been made to study the remains of the ship and recover artifacts. Conclusion. The Titanic was a symbol of the technological and cultural advancements of the early 20th century, and its tragic sinking remains one of the most significant maritime disasters in history. The story of the Titanic has captured the imagination of people around the world and continues to be a source of fascination over a century later. Don't miss out on our next video. Hit that subscribe button and join our community of history enthusiasts. If you want to see more videos like this, show us some love by hitting the like button and sharing with your friends. Help us spread the word about the incredible history of Stonehenge by sharing this video on your social media channels. Join us on a journey through time and history. Hit that subscribe button and be part of our adventure. Thanks for watching.